Hi, I'm Elizabeth Gearhart with Fireside. I'm here with Natalie Bowen of bowenmedia.com. Hi, Natalie.
Hey, how are you?
Good. So tell me, what makes your website design and media company different than the rest?
Yeah, so we are an agency partner. So rather than a company looking to just have a team work with them on one site or one campaign or one brands, we partner with businesses over years to help them grow. We help to modernize their brands, and we help these organizations do a better job finding and engaging their audience. So yeah,
Yeah, and you your site is a little bit different. I went to your website. You're the good kind of crazy. How did that
absolutely.
come about? How did you
You
come up with
know,
that?
we Dan and I, my partner, we really we are creative people. We were born creative people, and we really have an eye for talented people. And these individuals that are on our team are superstars, not only with what their specific skill and what they do at our company, but all around in their lives. And they really bring a unique worldly perspective to our team, to their work, and to our partners. And we really look for that special something that everybody has, which is being true to who they are, and finding ways to help businesses help our work with their unique perspective and experience. So we love that, and we like partnering with businesses that have that too, that are proud about that special unique thing that makes them them. And at the end of the day, that's what we're kind of hired to really bring out and communicate to the world on their behalf.
So, can you give me the top three tips for your website to succeed?
Okay, so the first tip is be found where people are looking, whether that be researching online, related websites that are within the industry, on social platforms, or anywhere where your audience is and could potentially be looking for your services. You need to be present. So whatever your site is built on, or however it looks, one of the most important things is that people can find you. What's the point of having something great if no one can even see it, right? So that would be the first one. The second is, once they're there on the site, it needs to do a really impeccable job of explaining who you are, why you're amazing, that who you work with, and the next step as far as getting in touch with you. That has to be communicated in like 2-3 seconds. And that's a pretty challenging thing to do. So really focusing on that instant impression, of your website, that the first couple of seconds. How long is it taking to load? What are the words that we're showing? How, are we doing a good job engaging who we're trying to talk to here? That's really a super high priority. So that would be number two. And then the third tip I would say is to add a human element to your site. People don't want to just read words and services and really at all. Unfortunately, a lot of people are just not they're not as focused, and they don't have a lot of time. So you really have to kind of make people feel like they're sitting in front of you, talking to you, and working with you. And what does that sound like? I'm sure people don't sound like robots when they're talking to their customers. And how can those values and those things that you care about as an organization come out in your language, in how you're showing your users throughout your site? And how can you invite them in a personal way to start a conversation? So that would be my third tip.
Well, that's excellent. So, when we were talking earlier, I asked you if your firm is a Google partner, and you said yes. Can you explain what is a Google partner?
Sure. So Google partners need to have certified members on their team that are Google Ads certified. So there's a series of tests and updated tests that have to be taken year after year to make sure that you know the in and outs of the dashboard and the features and functionalities that these ad platforms have. Google and digital marketing in general just being the most measurable and effective method of marketing today. You really want experts that know what they're doing in that account. Businesses have been burned really hard with just either having someone in house try to kind of like finagle with their ad budget or turn everything on automatic bidding versus manual. And unfortunately, like it's always kind of in favor of the house if you do it that way. And businesses lose tons of money by not having the right people manage their ad spend. And our team isn't just kind of managing that and sharing data. We're having conversations with the sales teams, with the marketing teams to really understand what is this opportunity turning into? What are the numbers? What is the profit? How can we optimize this? And not just on the campaign side, but on the website and everything else that we have going on. So our team is able to come in as sure Google partners to manage campaigns, but also look at everything as a whole and make sure that a company is moving forward in the right direction and attracting that new audience, monetizing better on their campaigns, and just doing a better job engaging that audience once they're connecting with them.
And you said that you have continual education from Google, right? And that you go to meetings and they tell you what's coming and all that, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's tons of news that we receive. We have Google reps. We had been flown out one year to an All Stars sort of like conference where they were giving us insights as to what they're seeing as the future of marketing and advertising. Google, as you know, works with some Fortune 500 companies, and I think that it's in their best interest, and they see it as their best interest to help agencies help businesses, because agencies are doing a more effective job in helping to make these businesses a lot more profit versus when these companies are trying to do it on their own. So it's a great partnership that we have with Google, because together we're able to help businesses, them with their functionality and the tools and the features that they release, and all the data that they have access to, and us with our ability to actually have conversations and help businesses navigate through their options and explain how to really maximize on the opportunity that a campaign through Google can yield.
That's excellent. So who are your typical clients?
So we do not stay focused on any particular industry. A lot of businesses come to us when they want to stand out in their industry. So they're not looking to just look like any one of their competitors. They're looking to be the best. And I would say that maybe the size of business makes the most sense as far as, right match for us. You want to be, I'd say, a medium-sized business and up, because to have an agency partner, you're almost deciding that we're going to have this team be an extension of our marketing team or our entire marketing team. So there needs to be, a fair amount of investment as far as, understanding the value of marketing and what that can bring. But maybe a business might not have all the knowledge in house to manage a team like that, or maybe need a designer, developer, photographer, SEO, writer, all the different people that we might have on our team. So they need to be a certain amount of size to be able to understand the value of marketing, be big enough to have some type of marketing budget to work with. And we really love working with every single industry. We learn from all of them. I think that we're able to often get inspired by different industries and help others. And we learn just so much. We dive into a whole new world, even different organizations in the same industry. It's just a completely different universe, and they never compete with one another as far any, I'd say within the 16 years we've been in business, we've helped probably over like 650 businesses, and none of their sites are the same. Like nothing looks the same. Yeah. So
Yeah, so can you give me an example of how you worked with a business? Like choose one of your clients, don't say their name or anything unless you want to, but and just kind of take me through the process of how you worked with them.
Sure. So we had a client, a bank, approach us because they were in the middle of a lawsuit for compliance. Because a lot of public facing companies, if your website is not ADA compliant, it can be, seen as discriminatory. There, for individuals that might have any type of visual, hearing, or cognitive disabilities. And that's obviously a problem if you're a bank and you're supposed to be very public facing. So we were able to help them, right? They had their new site done by another team. They launched it. I wasn't compliant, so they immediately needed help from a team that knew what they were doing. So we were able to come in and help them with that. We got their site compliant. They were able to get their lawsuit dropped and everything. And then they needed help sort of maintaining what they had built, and even improving what they had built because they really didn't love it. But they needed to get something up. So we started that, and through the months we've made the site better. We've helped add new features on the site, and eventually they really loved working with us so much, and they saw our ideas of how much better we wanted to make it, that they decided, okay, we're going to work with you on our whole, we're going to redo this again and do it the right way. So then we're able to help the company work on their site from scratch, build a proper bank site, because so many banks, I mean, small banks or community banks or just banks that aren't the huge ones, unfortunately, their user interface design is not the strongest, and there's a lot of customers that they have that are trying to do their online banking, and they have a challenge. So improving that user experience helps all of their customers on the business side, on the personal side. And then now that their new site is live, what can we do? So we want to audit the website and see, where is the site stand? Let's look at other competitors that you might have in the space. Where are they ranking versus you? Where do we need to be? Let's create a roadmap of a strategy to get you to that place, because the higher you're ranking, the better you're ranking on search engines, the more traffic this is going to bring you, the larger your audience will be online. And then measuring the effectiveness of that and reporting on those results, and integrating their new site now with measurable ways to track the performance. So let's say before, people would fill out a form, but there was nothing really being tracked. When we build sites, we want to make sure that we're integrating into either a CRM or some type of system where we get on our end the data on how many people try to engage with you in all of these different ways. And let's use this as a measurement of success as we make improvements on the site and on our campaigns moving forward. So that's an example of how a company can start with us from one particular problem or area, and then end up with us in a partner to kind of grow over the years, and do a better job engaging their audience, attracting a new audience, and then giving their audience a way better impression of who they are once they're at their front door.
Is there one new trend for 2021 that you're seeing in website design right now?
There are many. I would say compliance is a very big priority, though. And I think that it's people should approach it more as wanting to be accessible versus compliance. I don't really love that term. So many, unfortunately, I think it's like 1 in 4 or 1 in 5 Americans has some type of disability, and you really shouldn't be discriminating in any way. I mean, I've spoken to people where they're like, I'm trying to make a donation on your site and I can't right now because I can't fill out your form and I can't read it. So you're preventing opportunity, you're preventing customers, you're preventing you're kind of blocking out a whole section, a whole percentage of the population that could very well want to do business with you, but can't because of the way that your website is built. So I would say that that should be a priority for businesses, more than just making themselves look a little bit more flashy. It's more like, let's make sure everyone can read what we have to say and engage with us and feel welcome to be part of our customers, our audience. So yeah, I would say that that should be a priority for businesses this year.
Excellent. Is there anything else you'd like to say about your agency?
Um, I'd say that we are just a group of really passionate people that love to help businesses through creative thinking, innovative technology, and bold marketing initiatives. We really try to help do good with what we do. So partner with companies that are also doing good work, because we want to be able to make an impact with the skills that we have and with our we really try to have good people work with us and partner with good people. So to be able to, you know, be in a business that aims to try to like change the world for the better through good design and powerful messaging in a way that can create an impact, is very rewarding, and it's very inspirational. So I just would invite anyone who would want to be a part of that to reach out, and I'm sure there are ways to collaborate.
Excellent. Thank you, Natalie.
Thank you.